to Wharton's 101st MBA commencement ceremony. My name is Cristian Navarro Delgado, and over the last year, I have proudly served as the Wharton Graduate Association's Executive Vice President for Student Affairs. In a moment, one by one, my classmates and I will walk across the stage to mark the culmination of what officially has been a 2-year journey, but in the making for much longer. Today, we honor victories big and small, the failures that did not stop us, but taught us instead, and importantly, the loved ones who saw us through the ups and the downs. The diplomas we will soon retrieve may only bear our names, but it does take a village, or a team as we more often say here at Wharton, to persevere and overcome. The achievement we are celebrating this afternoon is collective and a tribute to you, the people who have made a difference in our lives. Making a difference is, after all, what Joseph Wharton was pursuing when he founded our school, calling on us to manage competently while keeping the welfare of society in mind. A world that is facing enormous challenges demands that we live up to Wharton's timeless dual mission: to manage competently, to lead with knowledge, but also with empathy and heart. During the MBA program, I gained much from my classmates' intellect and probing questions, but I benefited the most and grew as a person because of her kindness and thoughtfulness. That is why I'm confident to say that I have shared the last 2 years with a remarkable group of problem solvers who are ready to lead and to contribute. So, it is now my distinct honor to welcome this community I speak of and that I am so immensely proud to be a part of. Wharton School's MBA Class of 2024.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Lloyd Bradley Jr., and I am the Wharton Graduate Association. And I'm the Wharton Graduate Association's Chief Financial Officer. As I look out at my classmates, I am struck by the incredible journey each of us have taken to arrive at this moment. Our time at Wharton has been marked by challenging academic pursuits, seemingly impossible deadlines, and various forms of FOMO. However, it has also been filled with remarkable events we'll never forget: the satisfaction of landing our dream jobs and the unbreakable bonds of friendship. Here at Wharton, we have learned from some of the most brilliant minds in business and beyond. And our faculty are not mere educators, but also pioneers in their fields. They have dedicated their careers to pursuing the boundaries of what many believe to be impossible. Throughout this learning experience, we have developed invaluable new life hacks, such as Secrets from Professor Zeke, or incredible business strategy implementation from Professor Gardenberg. Each of these lessons have given us the confidence to chart our own paths and make our own marks on the world. But perhaps the most enduring gift of our Wharton education is the community we have become a part of. The connection we have made here with classmates, with professors, with alumni will support and sustain us for the rest of our lives. As we step out of Huntsman Hall and into our bright futures, remember to always dream big and make change. In the words of Deion Primetime Sanders, if your dream ain't bigger than you, there's a problem with your dream. We have been prepared by the very best to take on challenges and change the world for the better. The Wharton administration has provided us the tools and the knowledge to make a difference. With that, I ask you to join me in welcoming the faculty and alumni of Wharton.
You may be seated. Good afternoon, graduates. It is so wonderful to be here to celebrate the Wharton MBA Class of 2024. If you're anything like my two kids, you have probably heard more often than you would like that not everything is about you. Well, today is about you. Today, we come together to celebrate your individual and collective successes and to mark the significant milestone in your educational and professional journeys. But before we do any of that, we must acknowledge that today would not be possible without the support of a multitude of people, many of whom are here to celebrate you. So without further ado, let me welcome our guests. Welcome to my Wharton faculty and staff colleagues, whose unwavering dedication and guidance make our students' entire educational experience possible. Welcome also to the families, friends, partners, and loved ones gathered here to honor these soon-to-be graduates. And lastly, a huge welcome to each of you, the Wharton MBA Class of 2024. Commencement is a time to reflect on and celebrate everything you've accomplished during your time at Wharton, and to look ahead to see all you are poised to achieve. You've spent the past 2 years deftly navigating disruption and volatility in ways few other classes have had to do, and you found ways to thrive amidst uncertainty and division. Indeed, your unconventional MBA experience has uniquely prepared you for what's certain to come in the next stages of your life, and that's change. You will no doubt face obstacles you've never encountered before, reminding you that in some situations, there is no playbook or precedent for how you should respond or react. But I can assure you that you have already formed the foundation necessary to navigate the unknown. You have attained the most robust, the most relevant business education available anywhere in the world. You learned how to think analytically, how to apply data-informed insights to problems, and how to incorporate the perspectives of classmates and professors and friends into your thinking to represent a full and formidable future. And you did all of this while constantly adapting to the onslaught of unexpected changes happening in the world. Yes, your resiliency has prepared you to lead through the unfamiliar. This is something that is particularly resonant to me. You may or may not know that I arrived at Wharton in the summer of 2020 with pandemic restrictions in full effect, not knowing to what extent those restrictions would impact the upcoming school year. I spent my first months at Wharton in various stages of uncertainty, both learning about the school while leading it online from a small rented apartment in Center City. In the intervening 4 years, the combination of global instability and rapid change created a unique crucible for leadership that just so happened to align with the area of scholarly focus I studied throughout my academic career: leadership. In the management field, there's an age-old debate about leadership that is often framed as the question, are leaders born or are leaders made? So in one final test before you graduate, no, you've had enough tests. So let me ask those of you who are here to support you, I'm going to give you all a final test. If you want your loved one to graduate, you have to get this right. Raise your hand if you think leaders are born. Raise your hand if you think leaders are made. Otherwise, they just paid a lot of money for a degree that... Well, as is so often the case, when it comes to people, the answer is actually not binary. One common narrative would lead us to believe that leaders are naturally bold, fearless, visionary clairvoyants with magical powers to see opportunities that others cannot. The reality is that this mythic leader is just that, a myth. However, the academic literature states that leadership qualities and practices can, in fact, be learned and developed. And yet, I would argue that knowing leadership theory is not enough. The events, challenges, and opportunities of the last few years have actually led me to a new conclusion. Leadership is not a title, nor is it a position or even a set of attributes. Leadership is a choice. Every day, those of us who serve as leaders must choose to recommit to the work. And therefore, as you strike out on your next path and take on new opportunities, I challenge you to choose to lead and to do so with intentionality. In viewing leadership as a conscious decision we must make on a daily basis, I'd like to offer you a few ways you can choose to lead with purpose. First, I'd suggest that you choose your strengths. Let me explain what I mean by that. Too often, we focus our attention on areas where we feel we need the most improvement. At Wharton, you've probably heard to them as referred to as developmental opportunities. But I believe we reach our greatest potential when we choose to lead from areas of our strength. If you spend your time and energy focused on your weaknesses, you'll probably only get to average, and nobody wins by being average. But when you lean into your strengths, you can build them into your superpower while also putting your most authentic self on display. This isn't to say that you should ignore your weak spots, but you can also choose to surround yourself with people whose skills complement your own and empower them to shine in areas where you may fall short. And speaking of letting others shine, I'd advise you to choose your team. There is substantial evidence that suggests that teams outperform individuals. Being an effective leader means knowing that the success of your group or organization doesn't just depend on you. It's about enhancing the people around you. As you choose to lead, it would be wise for you to create space for other people to stand out and speak up. This might mean letting go of your ego and being humble enough to defer to the expertise of others in both personal and professional settings. But I can assure you that in doing this, you'll create an environment where people are empowered to do their best work. And finally, I encourage you to choose to listen. As a leader, you will make better decisions if you can solicit information, input, and expertise from trusted sources. Bringing diverse opinions and experiences to the table and integrating their perspectives into your decision-making can make you a more well-rounded leader and manager. That's because listening is a living example of understanding that no individual person has all the knowledge to solve every problem on their own. And listening is the ultimate sign of respect. I believe a remarkable leader exists in each and every one of you, and that your greatest achievements are yet to come. But the choice is yours to attract the people and create the environment to make a positive mark on the world. So on behalf of the entire Wharton School, congratulations, graduates. Now, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce your graduation day speaker, Mike Sievert. Mike is the Chief Executive Officer, President, and Board Director of T-Mobile. He leads a customer-obsessed team of tens of thousands of people who are disrupting the mobile industry every day. During his tenure at T-Mobile, T-Mobile has grown from a distant number 4 domestic provider to, by some measures, the most successful telecommunications company in the world. Since Mike became CEO in 2020, T-Mobile has generated market-leading returns while outpacing the competitors. Under Mike's leadership, T-Mobile is increasing access to connectivity for millions of Americans. Groundbreaking programs such as Project 10 Million provide free and subsidized service to millions of underconnected school children, and the Connecting Heroes initiative provides free and prioritized service to first responder organizations. Mike is a dedicated Wharton alumnus who earned his Bachelor's of Science degree in economics in 1991. Please join me in welcoming your speaker, Mike Sievert.
Well, thank you, Dean James, for those insightful comments and that very nice introduction. Members of the faculty, families and supporters, and especially to the graduates of 2024, thank you for inviting me to share this moment with you. I come to you today from the future. In a way, as a Wharton grad who's been away from school for over 30 years now, I can represent in at least a couple of respects a voice from your own future. If you do the math, that makes me a proud Gen X. Can I have a shout out for the Gen X people in the crowd? Okay, thank you, sir. So with the wisdom of that age, I'm going to share with you a few pearly bits of wisdom that I call, in my talk, things they probably forgot to teach you in business school. And I do that at some risk because I'm standing in front of the dean and the faculty, and most importantly, the graduates of the greatest business school on earth. But what the heck? Listen, I mean, this is a graduation speech. You will probably forget every word I've said by tomorrow anyway. In all seriousness, these are 4 things that I wish I had appreciated when I left this incredible place over 30 years ago. And I'm going to start with a simple one. Take a chance on yourself. No, really, go at risk. It might sound obvious, but if you want others to take a chance on you, you have to go first. They teach us management here at Wharton, and they do it better than anyone. But the fallacy of management is the name. Managers aren't here to manage things. At our best, we are here to change things. Wharton grads are here to change trajectories. And in order to do that, you have to be willing to take a leap. Think about it. without people being willing to step up and step out, an organization will keep running, but it won't keep getting better. For most organizations, just maintaining the status quo or repeating last year's then successful results would be considered a fail this year. Organizations are expected to successfully grow, and leaders are therefore here to bend the curve, not just manage it. That's certainly the main lesson that I've taken away from 12 years in leadership at T-Mobile. To me, it is so important to make sure that at T-Mobile, we are never just satisfied with the status quo. This idea is codified in our values with one we call, "We won't stop." In the last 12 years, as the dean said, we've gone from a $6 billion market cap company to $195 billion and become the world's most valuable telecommunications company of any kind by doing one thing: constantly striving, relentlessly finding new ways to grow, finding ways to be able to afford to do more for customers, to put them first, and to change the rules in their favor. And to do that, we've had to step it up and change some trajectories in our business time and time again. And listen, there is only one way to do that. Take some smart risks with your business and therefore with yourself. Take your shot. Speak up. Raise your hand. Be the one who day in and day out jumps into the big, hard project or blazes a new trail. When people see you taking a chance on yourself, an amazing thing will happen. They'll begin to invest in you too. It's a simple formula. Take a chance on yourself and find someone who will take a chance on you. Now, a quick caveat. If you talk to successful people my age, thriving at the top of their fields, whether in business or Hollywood or just about anywhere else, most will tell you, with some humility, that luck played a big role in getting us here. Just plain luck. It's true. But by stepping out, taking smart risks, not accepting the status quo, you can maximize your chances of being lucky. It often comes in the form of someone else being willing to take a chance on us, to give us an opportunity that we wouldn't have had otherwise. And that comes from relationships. Take a chance on yourself and inspire someone to take a chance on you. And that leads me to my second thought for you. If in doubt, reach out. Please, actively foster the relationships and connections you've made here at Wharton and throughout your life. Actively foster them. And no, liking someone's social media post doesn't count. Neither does idly talking about the weather. I'm talking about investing in relationships. It's well known that business school is partly, and some would say even mostly, about the relationships that we make. But you, and only you, can determine the value of those relationships in your life by actively fostering them. The greatest highlight from my time here walked into my life on move-in day first year. Suzanne and I became inseparable from that point on, and now we have been married more than 30 years. She's the single best thing that ever happened to me, and she's in the room with me here today, Suzanne Sievert. So I can attest, the relationships that you start here or started here are important. And it's not too late to turn even casual acquaintances from your time here into lifelong friendships and relationships that matter. And I'm here from the future to tell you that this one thing will matter to you more and more as you go on. I recently spent a fantastic weekend with 4 roommates and friends from my time here. We had a wonderful time filled with meaningful conversations about the things that men our age experience, and about our time together back in school and a lot more. And you know what? That was actually the first time that all 5 of us were together for a non-wedding weekend in the entire time since we left here 30 years ago. What a shame that is. I let long gaps in time emerge in these relationships, and I shouldn't have. I would think about these guys often, but I didn't usually reach out when I did. I always wondered if it would seem random or even a bother. Daniel Pink, in his fantastic book, The Power of Regret, How Looking Backwards Moves Us Forward, points out repeatedly that the most regrets in our life, the ones we experience later in life, are regrets of omission. It turns out that we regret the actions we didn't take even more than the ones we did. And that goes to building relationships more than anything. If in doubt, reach out. The third thing they might have forgotten to teach you: stoke your successes instead of fighting your fires. In life and in business, pay less attention to trying to solve what's not working and more attention to amplifying what is. Double down on the things that are working. Stoke your successes. When it comes to career advice, for me, the phrase "follow your passions" puts a little too much pressure on younger people to know what their passion is. An easier hack is to figure out what's working in your life and do more of that. Something you find you're good at, where your contributions seem to come naturally. Do more of it. Get help and coaching on those things, not the problem areas. Do even more and get even better. This is about following your competence. I promise you this: you'll find yourself enjoying the things that you feel yourself getting better and better at that, and one of them might even become a passion. Business is the same way. We've all seen those red, green, yellow stoplight dashboards that companies use to measure progress across projects. But here's the thing: most companies are fixated on the red, obsessing over what's going wrong. I think that's a big mistake. I'm interested in the red, and solving an obvious problem can be very productive, but I'm much more focused on the green, what's working, and how to replicate and grow that success. It's far more productive and rewarding to stoke successes than to constantly fight fires. Rather than getting sucked into what's broken, great leaders invest more energy making the green projects greener. They focus on building on the team's strengths and wins, moving winning projects along through the system faster, investing more in successful projects, and something interesting then happens. Others across the organization start feeling motivated to replicate elements of the winning project's success formula, and more wins tend to follow. Don't get me wrong, there will always be day-to-day problems we have to solve, but often the higher ROI option is to zero in on the thing that's working really well and invest even more in it. Stoke your successes. The final thing they might not have taught you here at Wharton: all business basically boils down to storytelling. I'm here to tell you that the essential skill of business is storytelling. I'm talking about the power of authentic and truthful storytelling to advance your agenda, whatever it is. Think about it. If you are a hiring manager recruiting a candidate, you are a storyteller. If you are a manager working to motivate your team, you are a storyteller. If you're leading engineers to build a new product, you're a storyteller first. Good finance people can maintain great spreadsheets, but the best one can tell the story that those numbers portray. The startups that get funded are not the ones with the best financial plans. They are the ones with the strongest story. And graduates, I'm here to tell you that I'm sure you've learned already, when you are speaking with recruiters or about investors about your career, you become the author of your own autobiographical story. It's a story of where you've been and where you might be going and why. And that why, the core motivation of the central character, you, is one of the most important parts of any story, but certainly most important part of yours. You have the power to connect with people's emotions and inspire actions and disarm people with a laugh and to humanize complex things and make them relatable. And you'll find that these skills will become your most important tools in business and in life. In a little while, they're going to open those doors and send us all back out into the world, ending your brief 2-year time in the bubble that is Wharton. And when they do, remember the things they don't always teach you in business school. Step out, take a chance on yourself, and find someone who will take a chance on you. When in doubt, reach out. You won't regret it. Commit to fostering these relationships you've built here for a lifetime. Stoke your successes. There's nothing wrong with solving problems, but you'll maximize your personal ROI by doubling down on the things that are working in your life and in your career. And be a storyteller. It is the essential art of business. So when they do open those doors, go out there and write your own story. And graduates, I can't wait to see where your stories take you. Congratulations to the class of 2024.
Thank you, Mike, for your motivational advice to our graduates today. I am very excited to introduce our next speaker, Class of 2024 graduate, Hari Joy. Originally from North Carolina, Hari has developed a deep connection with Philadelphia, which he now considers his second home. He holds a BS in economics from Wharton, graduating summa cum laude in 2016 with concentrations in finance, entrepreneurship and innovation, and social impact and responsibility. Professionally, he has garnered significant experience in the finance sector, starting with investment banking at JP Morgan and transitioning into private equity at Clayton, Dubilier & Rice. He currently leads the ventures team at Blue Haven Initiative, focusing on early-stage impact investments. Post-MBA, Hari plans to continue his work at Blue Haven Initiatives. At Wharton, he actively contributed to the community as an admissions fellow and communications fellow. His time at Wharton has been also enriched by personal milestones, notably meeting his fiancée, Shreya. Please join me now to welcome Hari Joy.
Good afternoon, Dean James, esteemed faculty and staff, distinguished guests, cherished family and friends, and of course, my fellow classmates. Welcome and congratulations. My name is Hari Joy, and at the risk of sounding like one of those cliched LinkedIn posts, I must say I'm truly humbled and honored to stand before you today. I'd like to begin with a few words of gratitude to those who believed in us every step of the way. To our families, friends, and mentors, both those here in person and those in spirit, thank you for being our unwavering pillars of strength. I want to say a special thank you to my parents and to my sister who are sitting right up there. Thank you for teaching me the value of hard work, the importance of kindness, and the power of laughter. And finally, I must extend a special thank you to someone who has not only been my partner in group projects, but has also agreed to be my partner in life, my fiancée Shreya, whom I met right here at Wharton. Thank you for turning what I thought was just a professional journey into the best adventure of my life. To express our profound gratitude to all these forces of nature, without whom none of this would be possible, please join me in a round of applause. Now, I spent the past few weeks thinking about what Wharton means to us, and a few questions kept circling my mind. Why did we pursue an MBA? Why did we choose Wharton? And at the beginning of preterm, why did we all get bused to a random golf course in Delaware? Now, to answer these questions, it's important to first think about what we learned over the past 2 years. You see, this experience was never really about mastering the intricacies of global markets or understanding the nuances of organizational behavior. I mean, sure, we learned how to apply Porter's 5 forces, but we heard real strategy unfold as we listened to classmates, veterans whose stories of military leadership transcended any case study. And yes, we poured over debits and credits in accounting, but it was deciding between a ticket to yet another Wharton Gala or paying next month's rent that illustrated the delicate balance of assets and liabilities. And while some of us were lucky to formally study resilience with Professor Duckworth, it was the shared experience of standing by classmates as they went through their darkest hours that truly embodied grit. Now, through this all, something remarkable happened. Faced with these shared, unique circumstances, our why began to evolve. Together, we learned the power of not just asking why, but also why not. It propelled us to take risks, to lean into the unknown with the power of a community behind us, ready to catch us, to push us, and to celebrate with us. We didn't simply learn to ask why not, we lived it. We made national news, we published books, we started restaurants, we went on expeditions, we played ice hockey at midnight on Sundays. We danced, we grieved, we found love, we learned. Why not became our shared language, a testament to the power of our collective spirit. My own journey began when I was just a year old, arriving in the US with my immigrant parents. Their leap into a new world was fueled by a powerful why not, a fearless embrace of life's fleeting opportunities. They left behind everything familiar to build a new life, teaching me early on that life's moments are precious and the chances we get are often temporary. Their resolve and optimism instilled in me the courage to say why not to every new opportunity, no matter how daunting the odds may seem. This understanding that life is short and each moment is invaluable has permeated our time at Wharton. What has always struck me about this experience is that in many ways we learned just as much about humanity as we did about business administration. We learned that community isn't just about shared experiences, it's about shared strength. It's in the moments we lift each other up after going through unspeakable grief, in the late nights spent prepping each other for interviews in an uncertain job market, and in the simple acts of kindness that pass silently between us, echoing the deeper call to make every moment count. Now, it's typically at this point in commencement speeches that I'm supposed to provide you with some life-changing advice. The truth is, though, I don't think we need that, and I certainly don't have all the answers, far from it. But I do have a heartfelt request, something that's grown from our time together. As we step back into the real world, let us not lose sight of the incredible diversity and dynamic spirit that defines our class. I mean, just look around you. Here we have minds from every corner of the globe, each with unique perspectives and transformative ideas. I find myself simply lucky to be among such a group of incredible people. Today, as we scatter across continents, remember that it's the bonds formed, the hardships overcome, and the joys shared that frame the strongest foundations for our futures. Life is indeed short, but we have a spirit of why not embedded in our hearts and a community that will always be in our corner. In a world that feels like it's getting more tumultuous by the day, we will continue to be challenged. So, if there's anything we should take away from here, it's this. When the world asks you why, ask it, why not? Thank you and congratulations, Wharton MBA Class of 2024. It's been a privilege.
Thank you, Hari. Welcome, family, friends, esteemed faculty, and administrators. My name is Rebecca Davis, and I have had the distinct honor of serving as the president of the Wharton Class of 2024. If you would have told me 10 years ago that I would graduate from the Wharton School, I would have told you that you have the wrong girl. If you would have told me that I would be speaking at said graduation, I would have absolutely panicked. I grew up on a cattle farm in Alabama, and I graduated with 9 people in my high school class, which is about the size of my family. You can hear them in the back. I didn't know a single woman with a professional career, and I almost didn't go to college. But I knew that there was a world that was bigger than what I had seen, and I was determined to find my place in it. I found it here with all of you, and I stand before all of you today. I can proudly say that there is a place for women like me at the table. A place to lead, to be heard, and to shape the future of our world. Looking around this room, I am reminded of all the ways that each of you have claimed your seat at the table and taken on the hardest problems with courage, resilience, and grace. You've worked to decriminalize homosexuality in India, opened doors to critical healthcare in Jamaica, and countered narco-terrorism in El Salvador. I have never met a more dedicated and impressive group of people. This moment belongs to you. And it is more than a graduation. It is a symbol of years of your hard work that have accumulated in this moment, a moment that will impact the trajectory of our families, friends, and communities. As we celebrate this moment, I want to recognize the people that made it happen. To the people who traveled from around the world to be here today, thank you. We are here because of your commitment and unrelenting support and love. Today is as much a celebration for you as it is for us. And to all of my classmates who walked this journey on their own, your courage and resilience has inspired me. I also want to recognize those who are not with us today. To the family and friends who we have lost during our time here, the impact that you have left on our lives will never be lost. To my family and friends, thank you for your continual love and support and for answering all my FaceTimes. To my sisters, Grace and Olivia, it has been an honor to run this race alongside both of you. Together, we have traveled further than I ever could have imagined. To the Philadelphia community, thank you for opening your arms and making this city feel like home. To my team, Lloyd, Christian, and Allison. They deserve a round of applause. They've done a lot of work. Thank you for your hard work, support, and friendship. You taught me that it is not the work that you are doing, but who you are doing it with. And finally, I want to thank all of you, my classmates. Before I got here, I thought leadership was about perfection. I thought great leaders are great because they don't make mistakes, that they earn trust by being perfect. But you all have taught me that that is not quite right. Great leadership isn't about being perfect. It's about letting people see you, your success, your failures, your fear, yourself. As I reflect on this, I am reminded of the famous sentiment that the credit goes to the one who is in the arena, the one who tries and fails and tries again. As we go into a world that needs courageous leaders more than ever, I encourage each of you to seek not perfection, but persistence. And to remember that the lessons we've learned here at Wharton have prepared us to take on the challenges that lie ahead. While our time here may be coming to an end, our connection to this extraordinary community is just beginning. Wharton Class of 2024, I'll see you in the arena. Now I would like to welcome Vice Dean Nikolai Sigelko to share a few words. Thank you.
Congratulations, class of 2024. You've made it. I mean, I have to admit that this class has a special place in my heart because you were the first class that I had the opportunity to welcome to Wharton as Vice Dean of the MBA program. So this feels like coming full circle with you, providing kind of bookends at the two most pivotal moments of your Wharton journey, convocation and graduation. So let me be relatively brief and focus on three topics. First, celebrate. Getting a Wharton MBA is a major achievement. You should be proud of yourself. Juggling academics with a job search while building a social and professional network is not easy. This was a 2-year marathon with many team meetings, midterms and finals, group projects, individual papers and late night studying, and you persevered. Now, as with many celebrations of a big completed task, there's probably both, right? The exhilaration of having finished it and a tinge of sadness that now it's over. But if you feel a bit sad that it's now over, that's probably also a great sign that you apparently had a good time. Second topic, and you've already heard this from your fellow classmates, but let me re-emphasize it, gratitude. Be grateful to all the people who made it possible for you to be here in this moment. This includes the obvious ones, many of which sit right now in the stands, your parents, your grandparents, your partners, your friends, and of course the classmates sitting around you. But please also think about your mentors, your co-workers, your elementary school and high school teachers, the people who guided you towards applying to Wharton, your professors, and many, many alumni who have come before you and who have supported this school over the years so that we can continue to be the best business school in the world. Let's be grateful. Yes, you worked hard and you persevered, but without all of them, you would not be here today. So please reach out to those who have helped you along the way and thank them. And my last topic, impact. We have articulated, and here I quote, the goal of the Wharton MBA program is to equip and enable our students to occupy influential positions in organizations as conscientious, globally aware, and effective leaders who create a significant impact in the world. So now that you have this great degree, now that you are part of this amazing alumni community, now that you have the tools from financial acumen to strategic thinking, you have also the responsibility to utilize your new powers to create a positive impact in this world. Now, students of mine know that I like to harp on the topic of value. My plea to you is that whenever you engage in an action, in the future, ask yourself, does this action create value? Does it increase the size of the pie? Or does this action merely shift value, moving a slice of pie from one pocket to another pocket? And please remember, your decisions have ripple effects. They may affect your customers, your suppliers, your co-workers, and the communities in which you operate. So please, think about the value at the system level. Now, let me conclude with one of my favorite sayings. Success is when smart planning, hard work, and good luck meet opportunity. Wharton hopefully provided you with the tools to do the smart planning. I know that you can all work really, really hard, so all I'm left with is wishing you all the good luck to meet that opportunity, to go out there and be successful and create a lot of value. All the best to you. It is now my great pleasure to announce the Palmer Scholars for the class of 2024. So these students consistently perform at the highest level with an academic performance that placed them in the top 5% of the class. So join me in congratulating these students on their outstanding achievement. I would ask each of the scholars to rise and remain standing when I call their names. Lucy Ann. Richard Raicheng Bai. Swathi Balakrishnan. Sawyer Birnbaum. Alexander Brewster. John Richard Cardwell. Arunava Chanda. Brian Cortese. Andrew Dillinger. James Dome. Andrew Elgin. Rachel Feller. Hajas Singh Gulati. Lauren Hokeman. Edwin Wong. Keishan Wong. Jason Idowin. Sanshit Jain. Benjamin Kirshner. Ariel Koblener. Michael Crone. Jacqueline Law. Sherry Schumann Lee. Zachary Long. Hope Liu. Nitin Manivasagan. Ronnie Moak. Margaret Moore. Kingsley Canman Nguyen. Anisha Pai. Monica Fang. Zachary Plotkin. Trevor Scott Prince. Alec Shaw. Genevieve Silva. Nikki Singh. Faye Tang. Ishan Tiwari. Matthew Peter Thwaites. Michael James Wallace. Tony Xie. Wenjia Yo. Anju Young. And Najib Zugaib. Congratulations to our Palmer Scholars of the class of 2024. You may be seated again. Now, each year, academic departments and the second year class recognize students who have excelled in the classroom and those who have made an impact on the community during their 2 years at Wharton. I call your attention now to the screens above as we honor the recipients of these awards for the class of 2024. Our student award winners, please stand up so that we can recognize you for this accomplishment, and I'd ask our Palmer Scholars to please rise once more. All right, dear MBA class of 2024, the time has come for you to be recognized as graduates of the oldest and, of course, best business school in the world.
Christian Navarro Delgado. Lloyd Allen Bradley Jr. Allison Nicole Lee. Russell Matambo. Mariam Aluwisa. Hari Joy. Rebecca Davis. Ua Abua. Ankit Agarwal. Vartika Agarwal. John Bailey. Tatiana Barth. Kelly Arifin. Julia Xiong. Theodore Baumgardner. Theo Byrne. Shreya Bhutani. Danny Bianco. Bruce Bigler. Brooke Allison Bobbitt. Chanakan Charan Patnakul. Sabrina Chin. Apurva Chauhan. Benjamin Lloyd Davis. Nishant Desai. Andrew Dillinger. Katerina Diakova. Ashish Arasani. Seth Feldstein. Luke Gagan. Jimmy Gillespie. Rocky Gowney. Remy Griggs. Yolanda Yuiting Han. Dr. Brendan Hayden. Simone Hinson. Kara Jacobson. Lucas Johnson. Saish Kalva. Jennifer Kim. Joshua Klein. Maximilian Kanais. Eunice Yoon Ko. Chihiro Kumura. Ashna Kumar. Rachita Kumar. Genevieve Liebes. Katrina Lim. Avery Littlejohn. Marika Liu. Jennifer Lowe. Hope Liu. Mabel Luo. Mara McChesney. Landry Gardam. Victor No. Franco Nilo. Cole Oldenburg. William O'Neill. Ignacio Osorio. Frank Watra. Shi Pan. Emily Elisa Bergmeyer Parrish. Henry Plegeman. Eduardo Sanchez Ubanel. Kritik Sashena. Elizabeth Fitker Shoemaker. Nikki Singh. R.J. Smith, Jr. James Sue. Sarah Sperling. Victoria Tang. Elise Testa. Roy Thuya. June Wang. Sharina Samantha Wu. Savannah Williams. Najiri Warrington. Bridget Zakruski. Ening John. Cal Newland. Hallie Abram. Rachit Agarwal. Farah Ahmed. Taha Kershid. Anisha Anand. Valentine Ayer. Eddie Bay. Elizabeth Benson. Joshua William Blatt. Anna Brew. Shivani Changela. Zachary Champa. Pranav Damani. Dale Dykes. Piotr Jadosh. Danielle Frost. Gracie Gallagher. Sarah Gans. Helen Gao. Elizabeth Christine Gatto. Rakun Goyal. Abhishek Gupta. Iberiche Ihezie. Luke Ayat. Kirsty Ermana. Ashmit Jain. Sagar Joshi. Armin Zaman Khan. Jennifer Heejin Kim. Ariel Kobliner. Michael Liu. William Liu. Zachary Long. Cesar Lopez. Shayna Ma. Christopher Flanagan Maddox. Martine Maya. Nithin Manivasagan, Ariana Martin, Mitchell McCullum, Chindima Hannah Noramali, Frederick Ohen, Daniel O'Leary, Ryan O'Meara, Mia Pfluger, Christian Rojas, Sehar Roshani, Mohammed Saal, Ali Schenker, Henry Sankfor, Ram Sriram, Sophia Steinberger, Kevin Sun, Faye Tang, Ishan Tiwari, Alonzo Torres Hoza, Holly Rose Tulo, Michael James Wallace, Charlene Wong, Jing Chen Wen, Ashley Williams, Kristen Wong, Brennan Wyatt, Jiao Chong Yi, Wenjia Yo, Najib Zogyeb, Hana Zhang, Ling Zhou, Pedro Rodriguez, Tavani Agarwal, John Ozukebi, Diksha Behel, Thomas Bardenwerper, Giovanni Felipe Bergamo Andres, Rohil Bhatnagar, Rangoli Bhattacharjee, Kavya Bhattapati, Elena Decatur Butler, Jack Cardwell, Yuguang Chen, Antoine Crepin, Winnie Dandu, Sarah Dar, TJ Dadwal, Rio Dharma, Ushwin Jayan Eliudith, Jessica Elliott, Rachel Feller, Hao Feng, Liz Fleischner, Sam Quaintance Foman. Colin Frederick. Gedalia Gillis. Casey Groves. Jason Wee Chen Shi. Natalia Ioano. Sabrina Jane. Ronald Joseph. Charles William Kerr. Eli Kiani. Mitchell Kwok. Lucy Luo. Colin Maloney. Tommy McGrath. Jamila Middlebrooks. Shimron Moza. Joe Nyhan. Doris Adu Ofori. Rena Okachi. Andrew Parambath. Kate Pizarro. Kanupriya Raman. Giné Rideau. Anita Shears. Nick Scarrett. Rachel Snyder. Sean Stouffer. Vasu Tekruwala. Luke Tellis Thompson. Rafaela Toord. Jake Van Arkel. Andy Vargas Hernandez. Sonia Vohra. Yingxi Isis Wang. Jason Warlick. He-Yo Yang. Lan Rainbow Young. Laura Yin. Nancy Yuan. Bonnie Ruyi Zhang. Vanessa Zhang. Haylene Zhao.
Jack Puntawong. William Guyton Enriquez. Hunter Abrams. Jessica Nicole Berry. Brendan Brooks. Alan Chen. Renuka Chitnis. Camille Coe. Taylor Clark. Daniela Cohen. Maggie Collins. Rachel Denenberg. Mridul Danuka. Cynthia Ding. Alexandra Donovan. Carter Eltroth. Eli Fadil. Francisca Fernandini. Kimberly Flinch Medina. Ria Goel. Lindsay Grabber. Sahara Griffin. Chavi Gupta. Veda Luisa Gupta. Henrik Hartman. Sarash Hussain. Bernadette Egongun Ikina. Sanjana Jain. Ru Jia. Sandy Jiang. Sunny Jiang. William Everett Joyner. Carolyn Yuan Khan. Karen Kidia. Andrea Kelly. Lauren Kim. Susheta Kinger. Prabhas Kumar. Alison Liegner. David Dewey Lin. CJ LaConte. Allison Liu. Maureen McGrath. Federico Mobilia. Janine Mojun. Dylan Onken. Bukola Oshimakinde. Anisha Pai. Kendall Rankin. Lily Rifkin. Joshua Rosen. Minul Islam Sabuj. Pratyusha Simbahaju. Christopher Smalley. Luke Song. Gautam Sodararajan. Shreya Srinath. Baoying Tong. Shelby Iris Wales. Steve Wong. Matthew Wellens. Jingjing Wu. Sheila Z. Zhu. Kenny Yong. Vincent Yu. Tiffany Zhang. Cynthia Zhu. Tuba Ali. Daniel Abraham. Aramid Agenkube. Siba Azamil. Joseph Onku An. Eamon Andrews. Mercedes Bera Goico. Sawyer Birnbaum. Naomi Simi Bright. Megan Burton. Sarah Caldwell. Aaron Callaghan. Arunava Chanda. Matt Chang. Sahil Chaudhary. Daphne Chung. Matthew Coulomb. Siddhant Dang. Phil Delamater. Theodore Demiris. Serena Dawn. Sika Durnu. Charlotte Dugal. Hugo Edwards. Emily Myra Sauer Goldfield. Zachary Gross. Evelyn Ho. Nicholas Honnett. Hallie Hufaker. Anne-Marie Wang. Sanchit Jain. Julika Jatrell. Judy Zhao. Edward Liftasimile Johnson. Nazir Kamdar. Enosh Lee. Hee-min Lee. Andrea Lieberman. Casey Mann. Ignacio Machiaona Fare. Even James Marks. Diego Martinez Gonzalez. Robert Mason. Todd McDonald. Megan McHale. Sean McIlroy. Nicholas Meta. Hannah Mesner. Karen Knight. Tom Ng. Joshua Nyangong. Lisa Quinlan. Kirtana Raju. Emma Lydia Robinson. Alexia Sahu. Nirav Sampat. Alexis Saucy. Kaylee Pitkit Skakinka. Ariel Skelf. Arshana Samansagar. Maximilian Tang. Kamal Visir. Madison Warwar. Philip Justin Weinstein. Danny Wen. Melody Xi. Sihi Yun. Bonnie M.A. Young. Gregory Young. Candice Shu Zhu. Samantha Woodford. Fiza Amir. Abisola Akinyemi. Ariel Aldrin. Swati Balakrishnan. Ilya Biloli. Aliza Berger. Andrea Blumenschwig. Lily Bogle. Alex Brewster. Benjamin William Julian Nadolski. Emma Burke. Megan Flynn Burke. Michael Callahan. Jyotika Shendoke. Pavan Nilesh Patel. Graham Anderson. Ben Chon. Chad Clayton. Amanda Damon. Daniel Diaz. Andrew Elgin. Gabriela Gonzalez Marquez. Felipe Gonzalez. Eric Gu. Anshika Gupta. Mrigang Gupta. Esha Alabe. Juyong Han. Nina Yen Jin. Matthias Kasher. Rose Katz. Jeremy Kisselhoff. Austin Kong. Aiden Kuttner. Yunji Kwan. Winslow Laverack. Kevin Hongbum Lee. Jasmine Lee. Yulia Livyakova. Lilibet McRae. Mridul Madela. Jason Young John Ma. Asaya Matthews. Alex May. Anshula Mehra. Caroline Mason. Haran Mukoda. Ben Noel. Peter Odo. Nicole Pereira. Daniel Quilty. Mansha Sajdev. Arzu Seti. Michaela Seward Schumacher. Swagat Shetty. Sang Bom Shin. Abhishek Srivastava. Thomas Smith. Elisa Son. Madhulika Shriram. Shriya Srinivasan. Brenda Sue. Pablo Terran. Matthew Twait. Mariana Trape. Hidayah Yasmin Weber. Alex Wu. Hayat Yagi. Kevin Yu.
Kamal Ibrahim Jumyang. Gabrielle Risen. Nadine Amjad Abdullah. Antoine Allen. Kevin Alvarez. Abdul Mohsen Al-Sabin. Maithili Appelwar. Shiv Aya. Lena Bauer. Priya Badaswala. John Burgoyne. Dan Burkhart. Chaya Chai. Avidipto Chakraborty. Antine Chen. Liam Connors. Kaylee Costello. Mark Dolan. Xinyu Dong. Margaret Fitzgerald. Wyatt Fraser. Nathan G. Cesar Garrigal. Misaki Goto. Avikar Govil. Joe Gursky. Ronnie Haham. Christian Hansen. Michael Linfei He. Edwin Huang. Kaising Huan. Nithya Kasi. Reagan Kalaji. Harry Lee. Theophilia Lee. Rebecca Liu. Terrence Louie. Shariah Malhotra. Cassidy Malloy. Samuel Myers. Frank Morton. Allison Brooke Murray, Sonia Parikh, Amy Soo-hyung Park, Ginny Park, Franklin Parker, Aniket Partel, Olivia Lubrano Opokro, Dana Simone Powell, Diana Ruman, David Russell, Jimmy Shaw, Jeffrey Sang-ho Lee, Megan Shea, Janine Scheinberg, Genevieve Silva, Shikar Soni, Samuel South, Veronica Staton, Juliana Vaccaro, Jonathan Joaquim, Annie Shu, Richa Sharma, Lovely Ravi Sharma, Angel Yu, Kelsey Yang, Catherine Kitka, Sydney Elaine Stockton, Sarah El Saadi, Lucy Ann, Kiram Bay, Richard Ray Chang Bai, Jason Matthew Bentley, Diksha Sengatavan, Blake Bonita, Conrad Budney, Krista Gabriel Campbell, Nicole Carter, Charu, Grace Clellan Onken, Divesh Dedlani, Matthew Dagati, Felipe Carvalho, Jeet Desai, Ayush Garg, Harja Singh Gulati, Stephanus Hunardi, Sunny Huang, Jake Himes, Lily Kang, Ridhima Kapoor, Nandita Karambelkar, Antoine Lee Keels, Catherine Krayback, Peter Lally, Shayi Lapit, Mubashir Latif, Jackie Law, Michael Leung, Derek Lee. Sherry Shumeng Lee. Kevin Lin. Victoria Lin. Lichuan Jane Liu. Clayton Mikey. John McGee. Shaughnessy Noel McCoy. Megan Michelle Mirabella. Biko Mizuno. Amanda Page Molis. Durendra Noshwara. Nicholas Navarra. Kingsley Kangman Nguyen. Shirley Nigam. Nathaniel O. Varun Parikh. Ryan Douglas Pauley. Mimi Pham. Laura Marie Riley. Stefan Rees. Sophia Rongo. Steven Sereo. Shivani Sika. Sonia Shivdasani. Chandramar Srivastava. Nicholas Solar. Isabella Costa. Nicole Ventrone. Matthew Waldman. Connor Weiss. Blair Weintraub. Martha Workine Weldy. Ashley Erin Wu. Sarah Wu. John Alexander Whatshell. Bingbing Shi. Irena Yang. Lisa Yang. Morgan Zidell. Charlie Zakin. Zoe Zhang. Catherine Shen. Ria Advani Boba. Sidar Jam Algoez. Tejere Arajaje. Arjun Bakre. Alex Bastianello. Ankur Bhagava. Deandra Bolton. Ethan Bradlow. Benjamin Bratton. Praheeth Singh Chaka. Jenny Chen. Greta Faith Chavance. Sarah Lourdes Shivi. Aiden Cleary. Brian Daniel Cortese. Leonardo Capuzzo Gonçalves. Stacy Dadowski. Rosetta Yeeson Ding. Andrew Elsner. Evie Fan. Misha Faraz. Megan Festival. Rodolfo Flores Quiros. Adriana Sosa Galindo. Christina Gilchrist. Victor Gomez. Mateo Guerrero. Susanna Rosemary Jane Hamer. Daryl Hanks. Eddie Hanush. Lauren Huckman. Benjamin Huang. Brandon Huang. Ukshita Jain. Simran Jha. Haley G. Michael Crone. Anna Lopez. Benjamin McCrossan. Caroline Michaelman. Sarah Mironov. Ronnie Mack. Fahid Nadeem. Mohammed Omar. Alexandra Palmer. Victoria Isabella Pang. William Prosco. Mara Richley. TJ Schmidt. Austin Schwade. Kartik Shastri. Sonia Sidhu. Avani Singh. Kendall Smith. Karim Stinner. Jungwoo Soo. Kwang Jae Soong. Rohan Navin Valrani. Michael Volkert. Kathy Wei. Gianna Xiong. Anja Young. Chris Zhang. Trulia M. Zelchinska. AJ Zuta.
Justin Hopkins. Wesley Gosman Layut. Divya Ashtani. Adil Ahmed. Anomitra Banerjee. Olivia Beeson. Laura Burston. Corey Carter. Saisha Shada. Neil Chen. Joshua Chubb. Rhea Dada. Sofia Dominguez. Maha Faraz. Nicole Leilani Fong. Disha Garg. Emily Goodman. Sankalp Gorisaria. Aaron Gooder. Nathaniel Guggenham Katz. Lily Guo. Yiyi Guo. Anushrut Gupta. Robert Hammond. Tim Hebert. Lauren Patrice Elmreich. Rupesh Jayaram. Benjamin Jors. Chloe Joseph. Jeannie John. Colin Patrick Kenny. Seunyoung Eleanor Kim. Anna Kornick. Amy Lowe. Yuval Luxembourg. Misume Muhammad Khani. Elizabeth Ann Mularney. Radwan Munkara. Gautam Narasimhan. Harshal Vinod Nimawat. Amara Naeto. Wasim Saleh Ottman. Tanvi Patel. Stephanie Jolina Perez. Jennifer Pitch. Zach Plotkin. Yash Punjabi. Jeffrey Robertson. Thomas Ross. Leticia Rubinstein Calvacanti. Ethan Reuter. Marisa Salatino. Marinalini Samantha. Tanmay Sharma. Vasu Sharma. Romel Singleton. Marcel Tatoon. Connor Randall Tobin. Callie Tulo. Unit Upart. Carrie Wang. Ethan Yichen Wang. Vanessa Woodward. B. Gzudo. Andrew Iacovone. Weiyi Yu. Jessica Zhao. Michelle Zhu. Alejandro Gomez Barbosa. Anna Bensall. Michael Beanie. John Betty. Charles Bellina. Joshua Banadiva. Ishan Bhattacharya. Nina Bondre. Mudit Botra. Philip Cook. Eric Crowley. Carol Davis. James Daum. Christina Du. Patrick Gallagher. Kaya Weronika Zikaseska. Rayton Guha. Nathan Shu. Alberto Huerta. Jason Adoin. Akansha Kapoor. Stephanie Elaine Katz. Aisha Khan. Stephen Kim. Ben Kirshner. Ryan Lowe. Dan Letcher. Jaspar Liang. Devin Lindley. Emily Liu. Margaret Moore. Zachary Morley. Shushmita Mukherjee. Margaret Mullen. Enbreen Mustafa. Jenny Liu. Iriolua Oni. Jameson Harron Osmond. Jiho Park. Rajan Patel. Chelsea Perry. Aline Piranha. Trevor Scott Prince. Hagen Puller. Axel Diego Quintero Marmon Ramos. Andrew Wren. Margaret Rollins. Chelsea Page Scott. Annelise Chase Sendax. Alex Shaw. Kunal Shah. Ashna Shaparia. Paige Shaw. Ankita Shrivastava. Samantha Spear. Jayashri Srinivasan. Zoe Tang. Maylee Elizabeth Thompson. Sejal Jan Valab. Triyansha Vijavariaja. David Wang. Heidi Yimeng Wang. Caron Wint. Lambert Zhang. Ziyi Ju. Nicoletta Zini. Adair Rosen. Samiksha Agarwal. Thomas Aiken. Bassam Alalawi. René Alvarado. Brittany Austin. Felipe Betelman Krell. Eliza Barra. Magdalena Carenzo. David Runroy Chan. John Connelly. Jared Alexander Dawson. Kere Eke. Sofia Escaguedo. Michelle Firuzan. Neil Shinluo Fu. Gabriel Sebastian Gamis. Dvisha Gangwani. Surya Sudarajan. Zinlin Tit. Victoria Grace Wang. Arman Ismail. Rishab Izkhani. Natasha Jain. Christopher Jenk. Maria Gwyneth Jocelyn. Rassan Johnson. Chifunda Kakusa. Allison Kwok. Ariel Lende. Karina Lee. Shane Macedonio. Sanjana Manoravi. Cara Marsicano. Patrick Merkel. Philip Ellison Morgan. Vivek Nayar. Shahriar Nayar. Warren Duvu. Coney Nee. Walker Pritt. Jeff Rosen. Kumar Sambhava. Shreya Shanbag. Sisi Shi. Molly Shields. Lara Sibinelli. Hope Nozomi Singer. Varsha Sudharaman. Peter Sunderland. Kira Svenning. Jennifer Walker Crawford. Sophie Wan. Christy Yi Wan. Dan Wang. Grace Weinstock. Angela Xiao. Tony Xi. Lewin Zhu. Angela Yang. Youngju Yi. And Alina Zamir.
Congratulations, graduates, class of 2024. As Wharton's Chief Advancement Officer, I have the honor and pleasure of leading a team whose responsibility it is to help keep alumni close to one another and close to the school. It is our job to help nurture and grow an unparalleled network, one that I hope you can see is ready to welcome you with open arms. The network will be there for you, but it will also ask that you do your part to contribute to it as well. Recently, a few students asked me how they, as soon-to-be graduates, can plug into the powerful global Wharton alumni network. One way, I told them, is surprisingly simple. Get yourself a hat, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, anything with the Wharton School on it. Wear it when you go for a hike, when you fly, when you go to a conference. Alumni will say hello, and they will be happy to engage and support you. Each of you is now part of this incredible community of 100,000 graduates living in more than 150 countries around the globe. To commemorate this tradition, like so many before you have, please now move your tassel from the right to the left side of your cap. As a graduate of the world's best business school, you will be expected to lead, to innovate, to solve problems, and to change the world. As you begin this journey, please know that you are not alone. The Wharton community will be here for you, and over time, your own successes will become an integral part of the school's incredible history and story. I can't wait to see the things you will do. Many of you have already begun nurturing your connection back to the school through your participation in your class gift. Thank you for helping Wharton build the future. A huge thank you to this year's Alumni Fellows, including co-chairs Russell Matambo and Mariam Alausa, who worked tirelessly to ensure the success of the class gift campaign. Together, your class raised $33,361.56 for the Wharton School. What a fantastic outcome. Congratulations and thank you. At this time, Russell and Mariam are presenting the class gift to Dean James. I am now delighted to share with you an important Wharton tradition. Each year, alumni who have demonstrated leadership within the Wharton and Penn community are invited to participate on stage in graduation. Among them, one individual is selected to serve as the alumni marshal, who will pass the alumni flag to a member of the graduating class. We are thrilled to have Ken Moelis, a 1980 Wharton undergraduate and a 1981 MBA graduate, as alumni marshal. Ken is the founder, chairman, and CEO of Moelis & Company, a global independent investment bank. He is a current member of the Wharton Board of Advisors and a former member of the Penn Board of Trustees. In recognition of his deep commitment to the school, Ken received Wharton's Distinguished Service Award. Ken and his wife, Julie, Wharton 81, established the Moelis Advanced Access Program. Inspired by Ken's experience as a submatrix student at Penn, the Moelis program creates new pathways to an MBA and expands traditional notions of business education. Their dedication to Penn also extends to undergraduate scholarships, faculty research, and building projects across campus. Ken and Julie are proud Wharton parents 4 times over with 7 degrees. In passing, round of applause, please. In passing the alumni flag to Allison Lee, class of 2024, Ken is linking the Wharton alumni of yesterday to those of today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Bill, Ken, and Allison. And thank you to all of our 100,000 plus alumni around the globe who make Wharton's community the largest, most impactful, and most engaging business school alumni community in the world. You are now a part of Wharton's alumni community, but you are also a part of the Penn alumni community, where you will continue to grow and nurture the personal, intellectual, and professional relationships you've made during your time here at Penn. And I look forward to seeing all that you do at the University of Pennsylvania commencement ceremony tomorrow, Monday. As we close out today's ceremony, it remains my hope that each and every graduate understands how much this community is proud of and excited for you. May your Wharton experience serve you well in your future endeavors, and may you always trust in the power of Wharton and in yourselves. And now, for those of you in the stands, get your phones out. This is the last big photo op. Graduates, get ready to grab those caps and toss them. Congratulations, graduates.
you.